What's going on, everybody? It's your man Bishop Bang, and welcome to another episode of It's Whatever with the Bishop. Magic Moments with the Mosley present. I got my co-host, Funny Man Jeff, in the building.
Yep.
He looking all slim and everything. I see.
Yo, I got a month in, yo.
I see.
Drinking good.
Yeah. And we got a special guest today, Mr. Tim White. You want me to put Junior on that, or you just want me?
It all depends how I'm feeling. Sometimes I say don't forget the F, but it's
Okay.
Don't forget the
Tim White works.
Yeah, Tim White works. What's going on, Tim? I'm going to let you tell the people a little bit about yourself and who you are, and let you tell them why.
You're going to steer this joint today.
Why we brought you in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. It's all you.
My name is Timothy White.
All right.
Tim White. Born and raised in Philadelphia. Got to Harrisburg around early middle school. Been in Harrisburg ever since. So
Okay.
I classify myself as a Harrisburgian now.
Okay.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know you was from Philly.
Yep.
Yeah.
West Philly to be exact.
Okay.
I'm 35 years old. My day job is I run a nonprofit organization called A Miracle for Sure.
Yes.
It's an ex-offender reentry program for adult men and women, primarily who are on state parole.
Okay.
But we do have parts of our organization that can help people who are on county parole and who can help people who are on federal as well.
All right.
But I like to let people know that it's a priority thing. So our priority, our main population, if you call it, is state parole, and then we go down from there.
Okay.
I'm a father of 4. Currently married. We're separated right now, but things happen. I have 3 daughters and 1 son. I'm also one of the co-owners of Family Brewery. We're going to be Pennsylvania's first black-owned brewery.
All right.
Craft beer.
All right.
Craft beer is my second love. My first love is coffee. I was really close to starting a coffee business, so close.
Why is still not?
Beer took the priority,
Okay.
and then I put the coffee thing on the back burner.
We'll come back to it.
We're going to definitely come back to
Right,
coffee
yeah.
because it's still a gap.
Right.
There's really no black-owned coffee shops in Harrisburg. Yeah.
Right. So I'm definitely going to double back to that.
Okay.
And in hindsight, I should have started a coffee company first because it's easier to start a coffee company.
Okay.
Because you don't have to deal with the alcohol license and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
So for real, I should have did that first.
Did y'all have to jump through hoops for that license?
We are still jumping through the
Okay, I
hoops.
wonder.
Yes, the most hoops.
Okay.
There is a reason there are no black people that have ever done this before. It's really, really hard.
Okay.
And it's a rich man's game.
Okay.
The craft beer
Right.
industry is a rich man's game.
Because that's the higher, how can I put it? That's like the ones that are like 9%, like
no, not on percentages of beer.
like IPAs. Is
I
that
mean,
similar
yes.
to that or no? Like
Yes, but you can make lower beer too. You can make a
Okay.
2%, a 4%, a 5%.
Okay.
You can do the whole range.
oh, all right.
So
all
we
right.
see him take
It's-
that thing across the top of the beer and
Yeah. They call that the head.
Okay.
Yeah, cut the head.
Okay. I know it was something. I'll be seeing him do it, so I'll be like, it must be some premium stuff.
Yeah.
But
So those are 2 different things. Like craft IPA, like that's
no,
not. That's not the
IPA
same thing.
is a type of beer,
Mm-hmm.
type of craft beer.
Got you. All right.
Yeah.
Learning something.
So the only 2 things is they call them the big 3, the Budweisers and stuff like that. Those are the mainstream beers.
Mhm.
So it's the mainstream beers versus craft beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Day job stuff. Ex-offender reentry is my #1 love. I am a successful ex-offender. Me and my mother. So let me start with my mother because I big her up all day because she opened the door for me. My
Very
mother,
nice lady, I like to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My mother's name is Marsha Banks. Also born and raised in Philadelphia. Mother of 8 kids. The way I tell the story is my mother fell in love with crack and the men who sold it to her.
Okay.
And when she was in her addiction, she would get with these men who would feed her addiction and then get her pregnant. So that's how they wanted her, high and pregnant. And that's what happened every year. Me and my brothers and sisters are pretty much back to back. I'm the oldest of the 8. There's 5 boys and 3 girls. surprisingly, most people don't know my brothers and sisters are my brothers and sisters until they see us all in one big picture because they kind of know us in breaks and segments.
Because you're the oldest, right?
I'm the oldest.
Right.
And then there's like a year in between each of us. So my mom got into her addiction in Philadelphia. Long story short, left us all home one night. Well, the one she had I think she had 6 kids at that time. She left us at home at night one time, which she would do a lot, and said she was going to my aunt's house. She wasn't at my aunt's house. She was out getting high. Things got carried away in the house. Somebody picked up the phone, called 911. I get to the phone. I hurry up and hang up.
But they already got the call, right?
They already got the call, so they on the way. So an hour later, whatever, police show up. Where your mom at? I don't know. Oh no, I said she at my aunt's house. They was like, all right, can you take us to your aunt's? I was like, oh yeah, it's right. We lived in a complex, so I was on some stuff like, oh yeah, it's right in the next row. And they was like, oh, okay. So we walked over there. Nobody was there. The cop already knew what was going on.
Right.
So he took us back to the house, and he was like, hey, who's the oldest? You? Can you, gather some clothes for your brothers and sisters? And I was like, yeah.
How old were you? How old were you at the time?
I kind of can't remember.
But you were super young though?
Super young.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, definitely in my teens, early teens. So next thing you know, children and youth showed up, and a cop and a children and youth agent waited in my living room until my mom and dad came in.
Oh.
Hours later, high as a kite. As soon as they walked in the door, handcuffs. I didn't see my mom for the next 3 years.
Wow.
They threw us right into the system.
What did she get? 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
Cause she went up, right?
Yes. So my mom is the first successful ex-offender I've ever met. So she caught her case first. So pretty much the child endangerment charges, that round, and then
I gave her 3 years.
And then the using of the drugs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the drug use and the child endangerment. She called it 3 to 6.
So it was like they was trying to teach her a lesson.
Absolutely.
They was trying to make an example because that's steep.
Well,
pretty steep.
a 3 to 6 ain't really steep.
A
5 to 10 is steep.
I mean, man, any jail time is steep to me.
From the door. But yes, 3 to 6 is pretty steep for your first offense.
Right.
And from what I know, it was my mom's first offense.
Right.
She used to tell us, I mean, as an adult now, I know she used to do some crazy things in her addiction. So she said she was, out here on these streets.
Okay. So.
So I think she got caught with some petty stuff.
Okay, so she had a little rap sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's what happened.
All right.
So my mom did 3 years in Muncie. And
is that the only women's?
no, it's Muncie, Cambridge Springs.
But Muncie's the most popular.
Right, that's the
Most
only
is
one.
the most popular. I feel like it's 2 or 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's just go for 2 for right now, but it may be 3. I feel like one's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember.
4 is the orange, and black.
Right. So yeah, she went upstate. My mom found herself in jail, just flat out.
Okay.
Spiritually, mentally, physically, and then she decided never ever to be with a man who wanted to keep her high and pregnant, like just flat out. Like she learned how to love herself, found God again,
Right.
and just kept that going. So it's time to come home. Put it in a home plan. My mom was putting in a home plan to go back to Philadelphia.
Okay.
The judge pretty much was like denying all of her home plans to Philadelphia.
Okay.
Like every last one of them. She to her mom's house, to her aunt's house, to her friend's house, to her baby's dad's crib, anybody's house.
Is that probably a good thing though?
Super good thing.
Okay.
He didn't want her in Philadelphia. Philadelphia was all bad for her because we got family all over Philly, so it wasn't like you could just stay in one side of it.
Right,
No, we were everywhere.
Okay.
She put in one home plan to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Didn't know a soul here. Like she found a room on however they found rooms back then, and put in her home plan to a room on 5th Street.
Okay.
Green light.
All
Yeah,
right.
go start over. Get the hell out of here.
And he home planned her to Harrisburg, and that's how I got here.
Okay.
A year later, my mom got me out of foster care first.
How old were you in foster care? Do you remember it?
I remember it. I just don't remember how old I am because I suck at
Do you remember?
numbers.
Okay. I mean, but do you remember?
But I was
remember
a super,
staying with someone? Like that?
I remember every second of it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I
I
was
would have
old.
never guessed, bro.
I was old enough.
Right. Because when did did I meet? I was like a freshman in high school.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Yeah,
I
we
was
definitely
2002.
met. We definitely met in high school.
2001, 2002.
Yeah, John Harrison, William Penn. Because I did Votech, so I did all
I
the
was
body.
his manager at Popeyes.
He was my man.
Yeah,
And I was
Were you
on the
mad
track
when he
team?
got the... Yes, for a hot second.
Your senior year?
No, way early. Just way early. Well, too early. I want to say like 10th grade, 11th grade. I gave it a shot. And then I got out of it because it was a popularity contest. And I wasn't that fast in hindsight.
I never guessed.
You were sociable, but then
No, I was-
reserved, but it was,
Right. Super funny guy. Super
Yes,
class.
I
Trying to
mean-
be the class clown. Trying to be a ladies' man. Trying to be a lot of things.
And I respect because I never knew that Mom Dukes went to jail until since social media recently.
Yeah.
Because she did not let her situate, she did not wear that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, she was doing really well. She wasn't hiding it,
Right.
but she did very well in her reentry. And back then, reentry services almost wasn't a thing. Like that was the main reason my mother started A Miracle for Sure.
Right.
it
So,
was basically parole. Like,
yep, basically parole.
stay out of trouble.
Stay out of
Figure it
trouble,
out.
go home, get a job, do this thing you own. So the services part was not really a big thing. And my mom went the educational route when she came home.
Good.
So she got into hack.
So hold on.
3 years later.
So she gets you out.
Well, no. This is
And then get you out of foster
no.
care.
Oh yeah. She gets me out of foster care.
Yeah, so yeah.
And every year after, she gets
Another one.
another kid.
Another sibling.
Yeah, you had to fight the system.
Of course.
Right. Crazy fight the system. And they're like, hey, you got a room?
And a
You
bed.
can only have one kid if you got a room. So she brung me home to her room.
Right.
And then we found an apartment. And then it was just constantly. We moved a lot in Harrisburg. I lived out the South for a long time. I lived on the hill for a majority of my time was on the hill. We had 2 places uptown, and then we lived out the South, and then we lived on the hill for the rest. And it was like Hummel Street to 13th Street to 17th Street to Hurst Street. We just kept.
As soon as the
finding
lease is
houses.
up, we out.
Yep. Because I had a big family at this time, and we would tear a house up. Doorknobs is broke,
So
appliances broke, everything.
I'm trying to figure out because it's crazy to me. I mean,
I
when
didn't know that in
even
depth.
when
Yeah.
he went. Well, we'll let you get to that part.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yo, he was just the.
That was heartbreaking.
You see
when I heard you guys said that was heartbreaking.
But then you see people that's you see their situation.
About this life,
When
yeah.
you seen him, he just spoke. It was just something the way he carried himself. He
You
was
could tell he wasn't a chump, but he was real chill.
Right,
he was.
and he was still full of life. So I would have never ever thought when I heard this story, I'm like, hold on, not Tim.
Because remember the girl you was dealing with
Yeah.
at that time. I don't want to say her name, but when she was telling us all that shit, everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's why I was sitting there I was sitting there okay.
Like when
he
Kevin
told the
Durant
story,
got
I
booked,
was
that
like-
wasn't shocking.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, Tim.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I know.
Mhm.
How can I say it? He was quiet,
Mm-hmm.
but I know he had that edge,
Mm-hmm.
and he was intelligent. So I was like, okay, Tim's a real smart guy. He I could tell.
Thought I
just tell
was.
the way how
Thought I
he
was.
moved. So when I heard the situation, which I do want you to talk about, because I was
Yeah.
like, Tim is
Yep.
weird.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck?
So, yeah, Mom starts A Miracle for Sure on paper in college. She actually turned it into her dissertation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she was able to use all of her college time pretty much
To build this
working
thing.
on
Yeah.
building a nonprofit and making it a project. And then next thing you know, she made it a
Comes
real
into
life thing.
Dope.
She graduated from Hack. Then she went to Lebanon Valley College up the highway. Graduated from Lebanon Valley College. And then got her master's degree from Lebanon Valley College.
And this is after.
Oh no, she got her master's degree online. After.
But see, she still was smart during. Cause that's why I be like, drugs come through and take and slow a person down because.
But it don't take everything. It just slows it down.
Just slows you down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because she was the oldest
Yeah.
person in her class.
Right.
Like every class she went to, sometimes she would be the only black person, and then definitely the oldest person.
Right.
So she struggled a lot, but she learned it. She learned how to use a computer.
Yeah,
She
that's why I
learned how
don't
to do all
discredit
that.
somebody because they use drugs. I just think it's the wrong choice, or because there's some intelligent people out there, and you can't
So
never
smart.
Yeah, you can't never count someone
Nope.
out.
You just gotta get them back on their feet.
Yeah,
Because their skills and their everything will come back.
Get that demon up out of them.
Yeah. So that's how A Miracle for Sure got started, and I lived in Harrisburg as like you just said, like a regular dude.
Yeah.
I just was trying to be. I was a super big brother then, so I didn't do too many things for myself. Like everything I did was for my brothers and sisters.
Okay.
I did try track, but the reason I left track was because it demanded that I be at the track after school.
Okay.
And then I couldn't. I had to be home. So my mom was in super college, and I needed to be home as soon as the kids got home.
Hold it down.
Yep. So that's why I never played sports for real. Just it was a time thing.
Okay.
I graduated high school in 2002 from John Harris. By November of 2003, all hell broke loose.
Okay.
I got sentenced to a 5 to 10. So I was on my way to Thaddeus Stevens Technical School. That's what I was supposed to do. 3 months after I graduated, I was supposed to go to Thaddeus Stevens. But at that time, I felt like I needed a break. I felt like school was too much. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a year off, and then I'm going to go to Thaddeus Stevens. Because I loved working on cars.
Okay.
But it was the worst decision to wait a year. I should have jumped in it as soon as I could have jumped in it. Because I underestimated depression. Depression. Like, I underestimated the idle time thing. I underestimated the streets of Harrisburg. And that idle time in the streets and the nightlife, and then financial troubles. So my family was struggling financially. So I felt like, as the man of the family, that I had to do something. Because all of this is happening, single parent household. My mom just really struggled to find a consistent good dude. So I got into the game, just flat out. I started selling weed at first. Even though I was working, I was keeping jobs when I could keep jobs. I felt like it wasn't good enough. So I started to sell weed. I sucked at selling weed. I was the worst drug dealer ever.
But did you smoke it too?
Nope.
Nope.
I hated smoking weed. Yep. Didn't even smoke. So I was like, I'm perfect to sell weed because I don't like it. As you already know from me not being able to remember dates and ages, I don't know what it's called, but I'm really bad with numbers. Like my brain doesn't calculate numbers in my head. Like, it's easy for some people, but for me, that's a struggle for me. And I don't sugarcoat it, and everybody knows that.
I seen a movie on that. This kid used to really struggle with that.
So
it's a basketball
like
movie.
I almost feel like I'm a rocket scientist sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm really smart at certain things. But you ask me to add 6 numbers in my head, and I turn
Or remember dates.
and I'm like, So that's really that. So you can't be bad at numbers and sell drugs.
Fuck no.
So I stopped doing that. Unfortunately, I started robbing people because I am good at that.
Yo, this is crazy.
Pick up kids.
So
this is crazy.
I was strong enough and fast enough and crafty enough to be good at that. And that's a crazy thing to say, but it happened.
So how old were you?
Fresh out of high school. So
18, 19.
17.
So at Popeyes, you was around what, 18?
Yep.
18. Okay.
Because in Philly, y'all start school a year earlier.
Because I spent my 19th birthday in jail. So I remember that.
Yeah, so you was younger.
So it was all before that. The crazy thing about carrying a gun and robbing people and being in that environment is it just keeps elevating. And fast forward to me robbing and kidnapping somebody in broad daylight up in Colonial Commons.
So it was. Did you feel like you that was your last option? What came to the mind state that was your choice? Because you're a thinker, and I'm asking you that.
My thinking was,
I was wondering.
Unfortunately, my thinking was white people carry more money than black people.
Okay.
And that was stupid. That was ridiculous.
It is stupid, but growing up in high school in Harrisburg in that inner city school, it is very stupid. But that's not a far fetched idea when you're you know what I mean when you're that age.
Yeah.
If that makes
So that's what I did, and then I was like so on edge that I didn't even wait till nighttime. Like literally, it was in like the middle of the day. And I rolled up there.
You must have just got done watching The Wire.
Just something crazy. It had to
because I know you had drive, so this man said I'm gonna use my drive.
I wasn't high. I wasn't high. I wasn't drunk. But I was
determined.
I was determined, and I was like I said in hindsight, I was depressed, and I didn't understand that dark space I was in was a bad
because
place
you've
to
been
be.
through so much already. So
So I did my crime. Like I said, I robbed and kidnapped a person. I walked up on a young lady, not a young lady. I walked up on somebody's mom at gunpoint as she was getting in her car. I told her to get in the car. I got in the car.
Oh shit.
So now I'm in the back seat with the gun up to her hip as she's driving. So this is how the kidnapping part happened.
He's tripping.
You can say it now, right?
Yeah, I can say it now. He's here.
It's crazy. Like every time I tell the story, people are like, "There's no way." No,
You did this
in broad daylight, coming down Jonestown
And it's
Road.
Harrisburg, right?
I had a lady at gunpoint, and I told her to drive, and then we made it about 4 blocks, and then I told her to get out.
Okay.
And it was dramatic. I mean, the whole movie thing. Like I had to, like she kept trying to look at me through the rearview mirror.
Right.
I smacked the rearview mirror off the joint. Just boom with the gun.
Adrenaline is
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
it was
she's
just
trying to
crazy.
humanize you.
I didn't plan on like putting her in a car. Like
Right.
that was never the plan.
Right.
I just wanted to give me the money you have on you right
And
now.
I'm outta here.
And I'm out of here. Why am I in a car with this woman?
Right.
So like it got so crazy so
He
fast,
was already in though.
and I was already in.
Yeah, now you're too deep.
So
like.
she gets out. Now I'm in the car by myself. Hence the robbery of a stolen vehicle charge I got.
So yeah, you was racking up charges by this point, right? Like now you're just
Every time I did something,
like yeah.
First charge is black.
Yeah,
Second
yeah.
charge she's white.
So I dumped the car, clean the car, blah blah blah. Blah.
Yeah.
So I all that happens. I get away. All that happens. Now I'm sitting on cash and credit
Did
cards.
she have some bread?
She had a couple dollars. It was like November, so it was like almost Christmas time.
Okay.
So it was like I had a couple dollars.
Okay.
Ain't the
It
racks
wasn't
up.
up. Yeah,
I wasn't up.
yeah.
So
Something to feed the family for the night, maybe, or for a couple days. Like
pay a bill,
Yeah.
draw, because let's get to the drawing part.
Okay.
Now I got cash, I got credit cards in my hand. So now I'm like, I'm gonna keep the cash. I give the credit cards to the homies.
Oh, you better off just probably cutting them up and saying fuck these cards, right?
Right. Next thing you know, we shopping. Next thing you know, I'm spending the cash. They swiping. We wherever we at.
Oh, y'all tripping.
Of course, the cards get.
Yeah.
We make it out the store. We do all that. Couple days later,
Like, yeah, surveillance on y'all.
I am on the
Camera.
effing news.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Do you know this dude?
Yeah. I'm about
And
to say,
Harrisburg
yes.
lights up. Like
Yes.
I wait till 11 o'clock that night, watch the news. Sure enough, I'm on there,
yeah.
clear as day. So
And they're looking for your ass.
Who are y'all buying? I just want to know. Y'all in there
I always
swiping.
buying clothes. Who was in the clothing store? I'm not even going front.
Y'all just signing that whatever name was on the card,
Yep.
just strolling out.
Back then, they ain't care. So,
No. Identity theft wasn't that bananas yet. Not just yet.
So I turned myself in a couple days later.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, I turned myself in because it was like
Ain't no point.
I had teachers calling me, like just
Right.
crazy stuff.
Right.
Like,
Can't nobody believe Timmy's out here wild.
it was. So yeah, I told my mom first, and then I turned myself in. And
Yeah, what does Mom Duke say?
turn yourself in, you big dummy. I can't believe you did this.
Why don't you wear a hat?
Times ain't that hard because
Yeah.
she was always super
Right.
positive. Like
Right.
she had the right mindset.
Right.
I didn't have the right
Right.
mindset. So yeah, I took all the charges because my friends really didn't do the crime. So I didn't
Our mascot.
I didn't involve my friends in my consequences because I did the crime by myself.
So they all got off like.
Everybody go off. Like, listen, you're the officer. I was like, I did everything, send everybody home. And that's what happens.
And they were cool with that? 'Cause
Yep.
sometimes cops would be like, fuck that, all y'all going down.
No. It was flat out. Because they legit didn't know nothing. Like, when they questioned them, no one knew nothing. I just literally showed back up with money and cards. And they were like, what happened? Like, you don't want to know.
Right.
And I meant it. Like, you don't want to know. And that was it. So, I went upstate. I went to, I did a week out the county, Dauphin County. Get me out of here.
I heard that's worse than doing your whole time
Oh my
upstate.
goodness. Dauphin County was really rough.
Right.
Everything about it is really rough. I got into a fight the first week I was there.
Oh yeah.
It was just because it's gladiator school in jail.
Right.
So people want to see people fight. People want to see people mad. I got into an argument over some cards with somebody. Actually,
always cards and basketball and shit.
I didn't have no sneakers on because my mom made me dress up for court.
Okay.
When they sentence you.
And then I got sentenced, and then I had these dress shoes on with shoestrings that you couldn't take into jail. So now I'm in jail with flip flops on.
Right.
And this fight we get to arguing, and they like, listen, y'all about to fight. And I'm like, yeah, we about to fight. What's up? Next thing you know, some old head goes, what size you wear, young boy? So I yell out my size. Like, I wear size 11. What up?
Shit off a movie.
Some size 11s come off the tier and hit the floor. I put these size 11s on.
It's go time. It's go time. What the fuck, yo? I ain't built for prison, bro.
And then I fight this dude in a cell with these sneakers that somebody just gave me.
All right.
So I trash him, and it was all over a girl that I was messing with out in the street. Like, it was messy.
Right.
That's what it really was about.
The cars was just the...
Yeah, the cars was just the thing to get it going. So I went upstate. I did 5 years straight. Primarily, I did most of my time in Camp Hill prison.
Yeah.
I was in a different jail, and then I got transferred over to Camp Hill, and then I wrote out my time there. So I got out of jail in 2008. Paroled back to Harrisburg. My mom's doing good. Mom's doing great. Family's doing great. My time was crazy. Jail changes you. I spent my 19th birthday in jail. 19, 20, 21, 22. You get it. Sometimes I say prison. I don't like to say prison made me a man. Prison made me accept my manhood. Like it was like, you know, you a man, right?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And then I was like, oh yeah, I am.
Right.
So I learned how to accept being a man. And
Well, like you had to mature, like...
Yeah.
Whereas me, doing the college route, like, I had a couple extra years to fuck off, like...
Yep. And jail is instant. It's instant. And then you get put... My first cellie was a lifer. Like, they did it on purpose.
Right.
Do they?
Oh, my goodness. The old head was like, listen, young boy, I literally own socks older than you.
Right.
In here. Like, in here.
In here. And you're going to get out of here before me, and I'll still be here. Like, it was just really, really eye-opening experience. And then eventually I got with, you know, people more my age, but... And then Camp Hill is no joke. Like, ever since the riots, it's a rough stop. Nobody wants to stay at Camp Hill. You don't want that to be your main jail. But really? I did, because I was so close. So I needed them visits. I needed that love.
Right.
But Camp Hill was rough. But I adapted really quick. I'm an adaptable dude. So next thing you know, I'm a prison dude. Like, for real. Like, I'm working out every day. I'm playing chess. I'm playing Scrabble every day. Like, you start bidding and playing sports. Come to find out, I'm really good at sports. Who'd have thunk it? So now I'm like, I'm not an A-League dude. I'm a strong B-League all day, though.
Right.
So I'm playing B-League basketball, B-League softball, B-League flag football. Like, I'm just competing at, volleyball. I learned how to play volleyball in jail. I'm really good at volleyball.
This shit is really the pastime, though, right?
Yeah,
like...
super pastime. Like, it's always a season of a sport playing.
Right.
So, I do that. I met a lot of people in jail. Like, it was a lot of Philly people, a lot of Harrisburg people. So it was a time in my life where I learned how to be who I needed to be.
Because you're how old now?
35.
You're 35. So then, all right, yeah, I was over 21. I was shocked. I was like, cause I was in the streets. We were selling dope out of Popeyes, so I ain't want to let nobody know. Yeah, you can't arrest me now. That's over with. But
yeah.
No,
statute of limitations.
Yeah, he
Popeyes was crazy.
It was popping.
This is when Popeyes first opens up. Right?
Yeah, this is when they first opened. So like,
we were the first crew in the Cameron Street location. I applied at Popeyes when it was just a trailer, and they were building the place. They sent us to Baltimore
for training?
To training. They bussed us from Harrisburg to Baltimore to train every day. And then we were the first crew on the Popeyes.
Like, I felt we had thugs in there. Tim wasn't one of the thugs.
I was definitely not.
I could communicate.
Chill.
And when I seen him, I was like, Tim's tripping. I was shocked, like, yo, I was tripping, like, yo. And that's why when I was like, they was like, yeah, Tim's upstate, I was like, wow.
Yeah, super upstate.
I was like, wow.
I'm telling you, we was all like, what the fuck?
Like, how many years?
And that's the head crack.
Yeah,
when you get that 5 to 10 year first time.
Yeah, that's what I was like, dang.
But once I explained everything I did, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I might have should have got more.
I just was like, man, not Tim. Because even with hearing, because his mom came in every day, like, she came in, like, they were like the Huxtables kind of. Yeah. Because you can tell she loved her son and she was there for her son. So, like, to me, I never knew the outside story. So, seeing the love that he was getting from his mom versus, everybody else in there, pie moms, and because we had the Porters, Bellamy's, it was crazy. We had every group of different people from uptown, the Hill, the South Side. It was the Hill in there, the P-Phone, everybody, and like, bro was just always different. Yeah. So like, I knew I had somebody had my back when he was in there as far as getting work done, because everybody else played around. Well, we was running a business, but running another business, so we had to make sure everything was right. Yeah. So I was shocked, like, man, not Tim. That's to me, not saying Tim was square, but
just a regular
Tim was a thinker. So I never would have thought that he would have made that type of
decision.
That type of decision. So I was a little I don't want to say let down. But it was just like, wow, not Tim. You know what I mean? So that's just how I felt. Like, man, Tim, I would have never. I was floored.
That was a lot of us.
I was floored. Yeah. That's why when I seen the program your mom started and then you go into the prisons, I respected that because see, I always think like, you need that how can I say this? You got some people that pretend and they do things. Not saying pretend, but they just amp their situation. You already know life is hard, and you make it harder. You see what I'm saying? I never knew his story, so it was like, knowing what I know now, I had to sit back like, I understand.
And you know what? Brothers wasn't really trying to get help with depression, anxiety, and all that back at that time. There was not a positive light shit on that. Like, you gotta look like you're crazy or something's wrong with you if you want to seek some type of help. That, or somebody to talk to about it.
Around that time, that's what I was saying, the difference of like, people being in your corner or somebody talking you out of something. It wasn't heavy then because everybody was doing everything around that time. I remember it was straight.
Wild.
It was crazy. So it was like, he did. I was like, I could see it, but not Tim. Like I see people doing that, but I just was like, wow. And then for him to 5 years, and then I was like, okay.
They not playing.
So it was a different.
But a lot of people was robbing white folks at that time too.
Yeah.
A lot of cats they was robbing the pizza man, robbing people like that was popular at that time frame.
To me, robbing white people was a forbidden.
Yeah, you stay away from the pizza man if anything.
Listen, leave him alone. You remember the boy shower shoes and them when they was robbing them on Walnut Street, calling the pizza man.
There was a lot of dudes.
You remember all that when that stuff kicked off? You like, yo, you stay away.
A lot of homies my age was into that shit.
They was giving numbers then. So when I seen like he got his time, I was like, whoa. But then when I seen you come home and then I seen that your character didn't change.
Right.
Some people
he had the same smile on his. I forget where I saw you.
Your character didn't change. Like some people come home. Some people come home
and it takes from them.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I seen that your character didn't change and your head was still on your shoulder, I sat back and I seen him. I said, okay, Tim's in his. Because some people come home, I always sit back, I never run to no one that comes home, like, to see where their mind, I just see how that plays out, see how they adjust, and see, so when I seen Tim and his movement and where he was headed, I was like, it didn't break him, it didn't, it built him, it didn't, didn't.
Yeah, flat out, that's a good way to say it.
You ain't come home with tattoos on your face.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's just, or my mind, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So I agree, super agree. I came home really determined. I came home on some patience is a virtue type stuff. Like prison gave me a lot of skills that I didn't have before I went in there. So when I came out, I was like, yep.
You utilized your time.
Utilized my time. I don't know if I utilized my time to like skills wise, super skills wise, because I learned a lot of stuff post prison.
Right.
But while I was there, it was just null of life.
You did a lot of shit to stay the hell out of trouble. Like,
Yeah.
because you
So,
can get in
like,
more trouble
I
in
learned-
prison too,
You
right?
can. You can.
Yeah.
I learned how to be okay with doing nothing.
Ah.
And that takes a lot. That's like some meditation stuff right there.
Right.
And I have this thing I say now. There's a difference between doing nothing and standing still.
Okay.
And I was on purpose standing still.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mentally and physically.
Okay.
So that's how I, got through them years. And when I came home, I was like, okay, slow and steady.
Adjust. How is it hard for people to come home and to adjust to society when you come back out here? Like, is it hard, or is that an excuse that people make that it's hard? I can ask you because you did the time and you came out here and you adjusted and you got back into life. Because if you didn't tell nobody, or people, I know some people probably see you coming, they like, because you don't look like the ex-felon.
Right. So it's very hard. Okay, so it's something that it's like backflipping, like, you know what I mean.
Okay.
Backflipping is still really hard.
Yeah,
There's
I
not a
think
lot of people who can backflip.
Right.
So like it is a hard thing to do. So yes, readjusting back into society after prison is really hard, and you need help to do it. So it's one of those things as well. A lot of people struggle because they try to adjust on their own. And then they don't give themselves enough time to adjust either. Because this is a year.
I seen that happen to somebody. Yeah.
People think that you're supposed to
bounce back like that.
Bounce back 6 months or less, a year or less. But in people's extremities, people are like, it's only been a month and I can't take it no more. Whoa.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
This takes years.
Yeah.
So that's why. I had to walk off 5 years of parole. So I did 5 years reporting to a parole
monthly.
agent. So that helped monthly. So that helped slow me down. Because that's what parole's job is. One of their jobs is supposed to be to slow people down and to supervise them as they transition. But that's a different conversation. So
definitely is.
it is kind of like an injury, if you will. You know what I mean? In sports, how people catch that injury and then they go to get the surgery, and then they have an estimated recovery time.
Then you got to rehab this thing.
And then you got to rehab it. People are rushing to rehab it.
Okay.
And the next thing you know, the person's back in the game.
Oh, like booby. What was that, Friday Night Lights?
Right.
But now you got a booby situation. You snap your knee.
Put me in, coach. No, I'm ready. No, you're not. So like someone has to say, no, you're not ready for that.
Okay.
So the adjusting part is a lot of stuff that you can't do. And people feel like when they come home, they can do anything they want. Nope, not yet. Okay. So give it time. I tell people all the time, don't do nothing your first 3 years home. Like, I just want you to be here.
Right.
Just be here.
Right.
Yes, get a job. But no higher education. Like, I don't believe in higher education in the first 3 years.
Right.
You just need to get acclimated to the real life. When I came home, I didn't have any kids. Started making kids shortly after. I went to work.
Right.
But in my raising my kids, since I didn't have a father in my life, the main thing I wanted to just say and do is every day I want to pick my daughter up, because I had a girl first, Ariana. Every day I want to pick my daughter up and throw her in the air. That's all I want to do. Every day. Boop, pick you up, throw her in the ground. Not a day went by that I didn't pick her up, and that's it. With my mom. Every day I want to hug my mom.
Okay.
Like every day.
Small, simple things.
Small, simple
Because
things.
for 5 years you couldn't do it.
Right. So I wasn't like starting super businesses and all that. I just wanted to do simple things every day. I don't want to miss any more birthdays. I was there every birthday. I'm not going to miss no doctor's appointments. I'm there every doctor's appointment. So like the little things that are so important is what I did that most people don't take so serious. And that's the things you should take serious.
Right.
Hold on. So like being institutionalized, that's another key component of this though, right?
That's the thing.
Like that shit is it's hard to pull that.
Yeah.
Especially if you did a long time.
Especially if you did more than 10. It's super institutionalized and you're gonna have a hard time with the people aspect and the freedom aspect. Like you're used to somebody telling you when to brush your teeth.
Right.
So now the fact that you have to make those choices really freaks you out because you don't want to make those choices. Like you want to be on the same schedule you've been on. And then it gets deeper than that, but that's
of course
that's the surface of the institutionalized thing. But once again, it just takes time and it will wear off.
Right.
It definitely wears off. When you first come home, you have a glow about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? We talked about like, you know, how people come home and then they don't want to tell people they went to jail. You don't need to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just flat out, you don't need to.
Right.
It's just like, you know, when women get pregnant and it's like, you know, I can see pregnant on you.
Right.
Like your skin changes, you get bigger.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? And then physically they change.
Right.
But there's certain women, like mainly women, a mom know when her daughter's acting different and like, you know what I mean? She can tell something's going on.
Yeah.
That's how it is with me in this re-entry thing. I could be walking down the street and I can see people who just came home from jail.
I can
I spot them right out. Yeah. And I don't care what they wearing.
But they just look too excited for life, or
nope. It ain't even a too excited thing. It's just a aura about them. So
yeah, cause I got brothers that did. My brother did a stretch. I got a cousin that did a stretch. I'm talking about over 15. You know what I mean? So I know the adjustment and seeing.
Looking over the shoulder type stuff.
Just taking it slow.
That too.
And
it's a couple.
Or just thinking that the smallest thing you're gonna go back. Like that'll be on your mind too.
Yep.
A lot of things like. Yeah. Cause I always say when you have that much time in, and then you try to get that much time out versus what you lost. And some people mess up, like you said, trying to play catch up.
Yep.
And you can't catch up. You can't catch up.
Gotta take today.
And I always say,
right?
because I know, because the world's staying still in there.
Yep.
I always call it, it's like a
time bubble.
Yep. That's what I call it. I call it like you trading water.
Yep.
Because you come out and there, everything's the same. Your mind, if you don't grow in your mind, it's still going to be how you left.
Yep.
So listen, I don't hold nothing against them. I see people that come home and they still talk, dude, it's not 95.
Yep.
But then I understand that's where your mind is.
Yep.
So you have to either, it becomes you get it or you don't, and you just be stuck.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't get ahead or you don't want more, you're just stuck mentally until you, I guess it clicks one day.
Yes. It just clicks one day. Like you just wake up one day and you don't feel it.
So were you cause like I did time. I never like when I did all county gigs. I do a year. I always make sure I get the whole county. I stay out that zone for a whole year. What you could do 2 years out there, I would stay. Where you going? Nope, I take a county bid. I just stay out the county. Like I did all my time out the county. I didn't want to go nowhere. I didn't want to. I think, oh, you can get a TV upstate. You can get. I'm not here to enjoy this. I'm staying right here. But then I'll come out and do something and be right back. So it was like, but then I got tired, and I so it was like, and that's what I want to say because I don't fully understand what it is that. Is there something up there that gravitates that keeps people that they want to go back? I see dudes that come out here.
Girls word that in such a fucked up way, but girls word that in such a fucked up. He was talking about boyfriend up there, but then I think that's a joking thing, but.
Nah, it's serious. It's
or could it?
That's why I said I was going to ask you when you got here because
sometimes, yeah.
That's a real thing. Like these thugs definitely go in there and be kissing a man.
Oh yeah,
listen.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to take this there, but yeah,
no.
What you're saying is serious as shit.
No,
listen,
I
get that,
and there is a respect thing to where you even hear of dudes that was up there doing things.
I had a homie that did 10, and I would look at him like, you can't tell me. You didn't get your dick somewhere else.
Listen, don't ask.
I knew better. Fuck me up.
I think it's a thing where a lot of people that do time, jail is jail.
Yep.
And home is home. And so they had that thing where some dudes come home from jail. You was up there doing and
so the main pool.
I wasn't trying to take all that there. I know this is real though.
The main pool about what jail does to a man is it gives him. Unfortunately, you can become whoever you want to be in jail.
Okay.
Out here on the street, you can fake it till you make it, and you can keep doing that over and over again. Okay. They'll discredit you and you can do it again. They'll discredit you and do it again. Up jail, it's like you can be who you want to be.
So
especially if you're on a block where nobody really knows you.
Right. Absolutely.
You can feed them whatever the fuck you
reinvent yourself. You can be the thug you always wanted to be, or you can be, if you were a killer, you can be not a killer anymore. Like it goes back and forth. Also, jail gives you a job.
Okay.
It also
3 meals a
and
day.
once you get a job, if you have a good job, you have some sort of respect. Like people used to call me Mr. White up there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So eventually you will get comfortable. Oh, athletes, you can become a superstar in jail, like LeBron James.
Right. I want to. And since we're on this, I just want to get because I be
Fucking
trying
prison
to.
hoops though.
I be just trying to understand that because
We're gonna
like
do a part
it be
two
a
of
lot
this.
of people that it be a lot of people that discredit. Like I be like, hold on, like they try to discredit you out here for being free, and you know. And I be like, there's people that been and did 5, like how you did 5 years, and you don't glorify it.
Yeah.
Like people act like that is a status symbol that, and I'm like,
Nah.
that doesn't earn you nothing.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't earn you no
Nah.
like there's no accolade for doing time.
There isn't.
And it became this thing to
It
where
it was for a minute, because the TV did that.
Right,
TV
like-
made.
But man, he just came over, he just did this. Oh yeah, he's tough for real then.
Yeah,
And
like,
he might have got knocked the fuck out.
Listen, you can't take how much time you did and buy a house.
No,
you can't do
right.
nothing
Can't do
with
nothing
that.
with it.
So like, what trophy? And I be trying to get and don't get me wrong, because I be trying to figure out like, if you don't set that mindset to the side,
It
you're
can
going to
kill you.
it's going to stay like.
Yeah, it's gonna
I be
keep
looking
you.
for people that want, and I'm like, yo, dude, you were safe in jail. Out
Right.
here, we was out here dodging bullets and going
Well,
through the same.
I
Right?
mean-
I mean, not safe, right? But you had because you could stay to yourself, and you know, ain't nobody gonna shoot you in prison.
Well, no, you have to click up in prison. That's
Right,
the thing.
okay,
you can't stay
yeah.
by yourself
Okay.
in prison. So
Oh, you
that's
gotta
why a
click
lot
up?
of people go Muslim. That's
Okay.
why a lot of people
Okay.
like you have to click up. It's they call it geo. It's real geo in jail. So if you're from Philly, you gotta hang with the Philly boys. If
Okay.
you're from Harrisburg, you gotta hang. So if you white, you gotta hang with white people. If you Muslim, you gotta hang with Muslim people. So you have to click up, because if they catch you by yourself,
Right.
they will.
Somebody's
take
gonna
advantage
press you,
of
right?
someone's gonna press you.
Right? Cause
So yeah,
it's
because people die every day. Like there's a lot more, stabbings.
stabbings, right?
People don't die from them though, so that's why you don't hear about them. Like they only have to report the murders, but you don't hear about these stabbings. You don't
You
hear
wanna
about
hide that shit anyway,
you don't
right?
hear about
Yeah.
the beat.